In this video, I'm going to do the Eclipse assignment. And in this assignment, there are 3 steps. The first step is to install Eclipse. The second step is to install Subclipse, which is a plugin for Eclipse. And then the third step is to create a test project. And this project will contain a hello program written in Java. And we'll commit that test project called hello. We'll commit that into our repository. Okay. So let's get started. To install Eclipse, we go to the Eclipse website. Follow the links, and I recommend installing this version of Eclipse, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Although if you start from the other packages of Eclipse, you can also add the necessary plugins to carry out all the exercises in this course. So it's somewhat arbitrary which package to start from. Okay, now the system detects that I'm coming from a Windows machine, and it's giving me 2 choices, Windows 32-bit or Windows 64-bit. I am running a 64-bit machine here, so I'm going to download that. That will take some time. Okay, this download has completed, and here's the file. What I'm going to do here is simply extract. Installation of Eclipse is very simple. Just download the archive and then expand the archive, and that will produce this folder here. And I'm going to move this onto my desktop. Now you could put it anywhere you like. Actually, I already have it on my desktop because that's where I downloaded it. So here's the folder, and here's the executable that starts Eclipse. Let's go ahead and start up Eclipse. And it's prompting for a workspace. This is the container of projects. A workspace is a container of projects. You can have any number of workspaces on your system, and you select them using this step here. And I am going to I think what I'm going to do is put this on my desktop. So I'm going to change that, and I'm going to call this /workspace. That'll be my default location. This is a welcome page. Here's the interface. This is the Eclipse window. The window is a collection of these panels, and this particular collection is referred to as a perspective, and you can change the perspective by selecting from the list of perspectives in the system, and that will just give you a different arrangement of panels. So we'll go back to the Java perspective, and these are modifiable, these perspectives. So I'm going to remove these windows from the Java perspective because I don't use those. Alright, so Eclipse is running right now. Let's go back and do the next step. So we've installed Eclipse. Now what we need to do is install Subclipse, but I think what I'll do is, yeah, I'll leave it like that. I'll go ahead and install Subclipse. This is a plugin for Eclipse that lets us interact with the repository. And so this URL here, which I retrieved from this website here, this is called the update URL. And this is what we need to give to Eclipse to allow it to retrieve the Subclipse plugin. And I've got some instructions here. This is a little tricky. If you're running a 32-bit Windows, it's very simple. If you're running 64-bit Windows, you need to do an extra step. That's my case. And if you're running OS 10 or Linux, then there's also another consideration. And you can read about that on this web page here. But the case that I'm going to demonstrate now is 64-bit Windows. So in all of those cases, Linux, OS 10, and Windows, that we start the process by going to, inside of Eclipse, we're going to Help, Install New Software, and then we're going to add a repository. This is, I'll call this Subclipse. The location is the update URL that I have on the website. Hit OK on that. And you can see that's one of several repositories of Eclipse components or plugins. So these are the choices, and this will be Subclipse, and I'm going to actually select all of those. Now, as this is installing, I want to mention that that because I'm on 64-bit Windows, I also need to go to this website here, Slick Subversion, and download and install this this program here, which is Slick SVN. That will add the necessary components for Subclipse to work correctly. And that process and the reason for it is explained here in this link. So on 64-bit Windows, it talks about this. And also before these instructions, there is an explanation about what is going on here. The missing software that Subclipse needs in our case is this Java HL, and that allows Subclipse running in Eclipse to access the Subversion native code that's running in the form of DLLs. That's in the form, and that is in the case of Windows. And for OS 10 and for Linux, we have the same similar situation. And if you're in that case, and you can read how to handle that by reading through these instructions. All right, let's get back to Eclipse. There's a warning here. This is unsigned content, contents. We're going to accept that, and we need to restart Eclipse for that plugin to be active. So I'll do that now. It's prompting me again for the workspace. We can select the workspace here. I only have one in the system, so that's sufficient. And there we go. I will accept that. Now I want to say that I have already gone through the process of installing this, and that's something that you would do at this point. Alright, so that finishes that step of installing Subclipse. Now let's go ahead and do the final step, which is to create a project called Hello. It will contain a single Java class that when we run it, just simply it says hello in the console window. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to right click, new, Java project. Project name is hello. I'll accept this. And you can see here's the project folder. This is displayed in the Package Explorer. And there's two folders here. This is the source folder, that's where we will put our source code. And then there's another folder, or virtual folder, that contains a collection of jar files that comprise the standard library for Java. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to right click on SRC, do new class, and the name of the class will be main, because this class will contain a main method. I'm going to put it in a package called CSE 322, that's for this course, dot hello. So that's the pattern that we're going to follow in this course, is to start all the package names with CSE 322, followed by a dot, followed by a name which is expresses which is appropriate for the project. So in this case, hello. And one more thing I'm going to do is check this checkbox so that Eclipse will generate a method stub for the entry point main. Go ahead and do that. So here it is. The main.java has been created. As you can see, it's in a package, and this package folder here corresponds to the package declaration in the source file. That's a requirement. And let's go ahead and do what we need to do here. I'm going to take out these comments that aren't necessary. And inside main, I'll enter the command to output the word hello in the console window. So we start by identifying a class called system. It has a static variable in it called out, which is an instance of print stream, and it represents the standard output stream, which is by default associated with the console window the program is running under. Then print line, and we'll just say hello. Save that. I could right click here, run as Java application. Down here down here in this panel area, there's a console tab. So as you can see, the program is running correctly as printed hello. Alright, so at this point, the last thing we want to do is store this project into our repository. I'm going to show you how to do that. To do that, we right click on the project and go to Team, Share Project. And we have a choice, either CVS or SVN. These are both revision control systems. CVS is built into Eclipse. SVN is being provided through Subclipse, the plugin that we installed. So we're going to select SVN, and here's the URL. The URL is the repository. We need to enter that in there. And I'm going to go back to the subversion assignment and pull out the URL that identifies our repository. Paste that in there, I need to modify this part of the URL, which you'll need to do as well. And use the project name as the folder name. That's what we want to do. And each time you write into the repository, you're prompted to provide a comment. We need to do that there. It will accept the default comment. Do I want to change my perspective to team synchronizing? And I'm going to say no. You're welcome to say yes on that. And now let's verify. Let's look at what got written into the repository. And as you'll see, the only thing that's in the repository now, I'll need to log in. The only thing that's in the repository now is this Hello Project. The Hello Project folder, but there are no contents. So to get the contents of the project in there, we need to do a second operation, which is go back to Team. So I'm right-clicking on the Hello Project. Once again, just to show that again, I'm selecting the Hello Project, right-click, Team, and then Commit. And when we do this commit, it shows a list of objects that will be written into the repository. And then it's also asking for a comment. And just type something in there. So that commits it. I go back to the website, or the web view of the repository. I'm going to reload, and as you can see, these are the objects that were written into the repository. And here's the file that we created. And as you can see, that there's a hierarchy of folders corresponding to the namespace that we specified. Also, there's these other files that Eclipse uses to control the build of the project. So there's a class path, and these files, most of these are XML files. This .project. This is information Eclipse is using to know what kind of a project it is and how to build it. Under settings, there's also, this is a property file. It's not an XML file. Property file has got these name value pairs in it. But once again, we don't normally modify these objects directly. That's why they start with a dot so that on Linux and Macintosh, in any case, these are not normally visible when you're viewing the file system. So these are system maintained files. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Eclipse assignment. Those are the 3 steps of this assignment.